I know that you have tried your hardest as a young man to do the right thing, to take care of your community, to really represent manhood without even having that much of a guide. But I got some bad news for you, because being raised by the internet, a lot of us are getting some bad habits that could really set you up, like EDP 445. In this new documentary that just came out, we can see a lot of the signs that he had as somebody who was not a good guy, but he has a lot of habits that you may have that can lead you down a very dark path. Let's check it out.
I always love the bad guys, you know. After a while, the whole, you know, typical bullshit where it's like, you know, come out and save the day, you know, nobody gives a fuck about that shit, you know what I mean? Like, we want to see, like, some villains.
EDP lets us know that his favorite wrestling type were the villains. He loves people like Triple H, who was a monster back in the day when I used to watch wrestling. Triple H could walk around, did what he wanted, didn't say sorry. He just took things his own way, and that's what it was. And that is awesome to have in an entertainer. That's amazing to have with a wrestler. But when you are a person in society, you can't just take things. You can't just be the badass who does things, doesn't apologize, and just keeps it pushing. There are rules in society. When you want to go against the rules every single time and you think that you set the boundaries, that could really put you in a bad place like it did for him. Heartbreak is brutal, and it can lead to two things: either your training arc or your villain arc. And we see here, right, EDP, he talks about he had this crush back in high school who was leading him on, right? Because he can't take accountability on that.
With Martha, it basically showed me women ain't shit, and they will play you, they will fuck you over, and won't even fucking think twice about it.
Oftentimes, as a young man, a lot of us, when we're angry towards women, which a lot of us nowadays are, that anger and that hatred that we have towards women, we like to project it outward. But sometimes I need you to just think about the face that gets you angry. For EDP, this woman in his past led to this heartbreak, led to this darkness that spawned out of him. So I gotta ask you the question: is there somebody that broke your heart? Is there a reason that you're so angry and you're so upset with the world? And are you taking it out on all women because of that?
People have a tendency of doing this, I feel like, because they enjoy the innocence and having control of somebody, you know?
Sounds like that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
Nobody your age you could have hung out with.
No.
No women your age you could date. You had to pick on a 13-year-old girl.
Pretty much, yeah.
This conversation shows two things that are missing for people like EDP and somebody like you who may be struggling, which is the lack of control of things, and number two is the lack of options. So EDP starts off talking about why the reason that some people go look for these younger, younger people out in the dating world is because they want to have somebody that they can either have control over and maybe manage their innocence before they get tainted, right? And then the second thing is, the lack of options. So when Chris Hansen tells him like, oh, did you have nobody your age that you could have, mingled with? He said no. And that could lead a lot of us into a position where we don't understand that we are imposing ourselves, we are putting ourselves on other people because we want control, because we want options. But what we're not understanding when you're not, respecting boundaries and lines is you're taking other people's options away. You are taking other people's freedom away to feed your own. And that kind of gluttony and that kind of greed can make you a very, very dangerous individual like EDP.
Oh my God, dear Lord, it's EDP. It's
Dear
EDP
Lord.
in the flesh. I love you, bro.
And as I'm walking into the dialysis center, these motherfuckers pop out the goddamn van.
One of the most terrible habits that you're having as a young man is by getting angry at people, especially women, and this is how you talk to them or about them.
Give me Kayla's address because I'm about to hop in this car and I'm about to go blow this bitch's brains out.
He told me, fuck you, bitch.
I don't give a fuck if you're a minor. I don't give a fuck. Oh, well, she's just a girl. You can't be doing that shit. Bitch, you gotta die.
When you're a young man and you are and you're upset, that's normal. We're all gonna go through shit. We're all gonna be upset. We're all gonna, somebody's gonna do us wrong. But the way that you react to situations and the way that you speak about people, especially women, in terrible situations, says a lot about you. Why are some of y'all texting women like this? Why is that acceptable? You're a big macho man, right? You big homie. You the big dog. Why do you have to resort to speaking about people like this, bro? You take your L's on the chin and then you walk away and then you cool your head and then you could talk about it later. Addressing women like this, talking about them like this is a very bad habit and you need to be aware of it. EDP committed his second crime, and in this situation, the investigators messed it up again. So this is 2 times where he was breaking some big law. And in this situation, he talks about how he felt like God was protecting him. What that means for a lot of people is that you believe that a higher spirit is protecting you. This is also a very bad habit that you can have as a young man. Yes, is God looking over you? Is your God looking over you? Whatever you believe in looking over you, that is between you and them. But you cannot feel like you are immortal. You cannot feel like you are untouchable because some divine spirit is looking over you, because that can push you to do terrible crimes.
That wasn't no God watching over him, bro. That's Satan.
It can be perceived in very different ways. We actually have a good situation here where EDP does something that I believe is a good habit that you should have as a young man. 2023. Psychotherapy.
My name is Kara. I am a marriage and family therapist. I work with adults, couples, and families. Bryant is my client, and I've been working with him.
It's time to stop running from this shit. It's time to start taking accountability, start owning up to it. Let's go to therapy and let's try to get help for this situation, because obviously something isn't right.
Therapy is absolutely positively important as a young person. Absolutely, especially as a young man. A lot of us are coming from a place of pain. Even EDP is coming from a place of pain that has impacted who he is as a person. And your trauma and your past impacts you as a young man. But if you want to take a better path, if you want to take control of your future, you have to understand your path. You have to understand your past. I've been a college counselor for 10 years. So I know I've spoken to a lot of young people over my time, and I know how important it is for you to just let it all out with somebody who's just there to listen.
In the back of your head, you know it's wrong. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like that sense of doubt where it's like, you know what, maybe this shit could be real. That's the part that ends up fucking you in the end, you know what I mean?
Real? Do you mean you wanted more? Did you want a relationship?
Yeah, basically, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
It turned into something legitimate?
yeah, like the whole... If you heard the way she was talking to me on the phone, you would be like, oh shit, like, you know, finally has a girlfriend. Oh, wait, hold up.
She said finally has a girlfriend. So you were kind of feeling like I might finally have something.
Correct. Correct.
It's your responsibility as a young man to understand what is real and what is not real. And it's okay for you to realize that you do want something real. You do want a good father figure. You do want a good older brother figure. You do want to be a great man. That is something that you want. And you do want somebody that loves you. That's beautiful. But you need to understand reality from fiction. The only way people can really, truly love you is by making yourself lovable. You have to develop skills that make people value you. You have to develop skills that make people understand you. And the way that you develop those skills is by understanding other people first, and especially understanding their boundaries. And when people say no, you just gotta learn to respect it. That's not something that EDP did. That's something that led him to the position that he's in currently, was he wasn't respecting other people's position. He just wanted to be loved, just to be loved, and didn't care about how you felt about it.
What I can say is that we are not suggesting that he quit therapy anytime soon.
No way, bro.
This is my certified bitch list. EDP certified bitch list. Let's get on into the first one. Penguin Zero.
My boy.
This motherfucker's a goddamn disgrace to fucking humankind.
Bro,
It looked like
that's
this
my boy.
motherfucker ain't washed his ass. Hi, everybody. Go suck a dick, bitch.
EDP went and gave us a list of people he put on a bitch list. My boy Moist Critical here. These are people who openly came out and criticized him for his monstrous crimes, for the things that he was doing wrong, and he put them all on a list that he hates them. But you know why he hates them? Because they hold him accountable. And you, as a young man who is trying to find your way, you cannot make enemies of the people who are trying to hold you accountable. One lesson that I like to tell all my students is the people that tell you what you don't want to hear are the people that really love you. I'm not saying these guys love, I'm not saying that they love EDP, but what I'm saying is, had he listened to some of these people, had he tried to stay on the path with the people that have been holding him accountable, he could have learned something. But when you take the attention, when people tell you things you don't want to hear and you immediately turn that shit into anger and hatred, now it's not about you learning, it's about you hating somebody else.
These hoes right the fuck here are the exact reason why this world is fucked and men disrespect the living shit out of fucking women.
This is a big one. The hate that you have for women shows. These women, they're gorgeous women. They are at the top of the internet world. I get it. You cannot hold all women around you to the same standard that you hold those women to. You cannot blame the woman walking down the street, the girl in your class, your coworker. You cannot blame them for the hatred that you have for these women. I get it. I get that you're sad. I get that you're hurt, and I get that these women are unattainable. But the hatred that you have, these girls are getting their bag, bro. They getting their bag. They getting their bag from the simps. They may be getting their bag from you. That's okay. It's okay. They live in their life. But if you keep treating the women around you the way you feel about them, nobody gonna want to get next to you. I'm just gonna keep it a milli.
When I'm looking for girls, I'm pretty much going to look for like a 3 or a 4. You know, if I'm lucky, a fucking 5. Shit, but I don't think I'm that goddamn lucky. So, about like a 3, 4. You know what I mean? Yeah, people always say that shit like, oh, there's somebody out there for everybody. Okay, cool, bitch. Well, I'm waiting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fucking years. Like, keep putting yourself out there, you keep getting fucking denied. It's like, what the fuck, you know?
This one I get. The dating apps are destroying dating. They're destroying your relationships with women. They're destroying your self-esteem with yourself. You know, he's looking at these pictures himself. Well, with his shades on, he feel good, but he's not getting any matches. And I know that dating apps are the best way to get into, you know, relationships with women, to get in contact with women. I fully get it. But honestly, that shit is gamified, bro. That shit is on another level now. Like, those apps are not geared to trying to help you and find your significant other. They're there to keep you stuck. So the anger that you have towards women, you got to blame the establishment for that one. You got to get out there. You got to get out there. You got to get out in the field, and you got to practice. You need to practice speaking to women, and you need to wipe all of this hate off of you.
Introduce you guys to the real fucking gangsters of the fucking internet. You know what I mean? First up, we got Andrew Tate. He likes to preach about men and women not being equal because they're not fucking equal.
I got some news for you. If this is the same chart of people that you love, if this is the group of people that inspire you and move you forward, I am letting you know that you are not on the path that is going to work out for you in the future. Literally, he started off talking about Andrew Tate, talking about, that men and women are not equal. These guys made money. They made their future having you hate women.
Got Pearl Davis. Love this hoe because she shits on women and she is a fucking woman. You know what I mean?
They succeeded in having you hate women. They succeeded in isolating you. Did they teach you a lot of stuff about self-confidence and money and things? Sure. That group is here to instill that anger in your mind and in your soul. And I'm just letting you know that if you continue on that, I'm not saying you're going to end up like EDP, but you may not be that far.
As you guys know, I've been single for a while. Dating apps, Facebook dating, Bumble. I would say Grindr, but I'm not fucking gay, but you know, I don't fuck around like that, you know. But I've finally hit the jackpot, and I would like to introduce my beautiful girlfriend, Marissa.
Sorry, I had to mute the music. He found a girlfriend who was willing to accept him for who he is. She stands for him, which is a beautiful thing. This is what he wanted, right? This is what he was working towards all this time. He finally found love. But then look what happens.
I decided to break up with Marissa simply because she just irritates the fuck out of me, man. Like, there are just some things, man. There's just certain shit that she did, it just bothered me. You know what I mean? I'd rather be on my fucking own, beat my shit, fuck around, watch porn, call it a fucking day, you know?
You need to choose. You can't. This is another terrible habit. You want a girl, you want somebody to be there for you, and then when you have them, they're annoying, or they upset you, or they do too much. You need to choose, bro. You cannot have it all. You can't have it all. You can't. These mystery imaginary women that exist on the internet, they're not real. They exist in your mind. You're not setting yourself up for success if you keep treating women like items and not like people. One of the worst habits that you are going to develop if you continue down this route and do not take care of your mind is the final boss, not the toes, but an AI girlfriend. EDP has fallen into this and now into this stage where he is entertaining himself with AI women online.
That experience with my AI girlfriend was the best fucking sexual experience I ever had in my life. Period. Like, I was drooling. The role play, yeah.
Are you ready for that? Is that the path that you want to go? I get it. I understand. It's easy. These women, he talks about how these women respond to him in whatever way that he wants. They call him whatever, they can call him that. This is a slippery path that there's almost no coming back from. You can't have these women magically pop up for you. You can't just make them spawn because you want to. Women are humans too. They're people too. They will not and do not have to agree with you on everything. And you should be okay with that because you are not always right. And having a partner with you in life will take you so much further than you just listening to your own voice in your head and thinking that you're always right. The habits that we create as young men lead us into our adulthood and help us help the next generation of men move forward. You need to understand the bad habits that you have. You need to understand that being the villain is not always it. You need to understand that taking accountability is important. The way that you speak to women is important. The way that you speak to everybody else is important. The people you keep around you, the content that you digest into your mind, all of this is making you the man that you currently are. And if you're unhappy with that, then starting with this documentary, starting with this video by me, you can see some of the holes in that logic. You can see how this man is damn near at the ending of his life because he's super sick. He can get arrested at any second. And more importantly, he is alone.
Right here, right now, February 9th, 2025 is the greatest moment of my fucking life. Period. Nothing even comes fucking close.
He got lucky watching this Eagles Super Bowl, but like he said, this was the happiest moment in his life. Watching a team that he's not part of win this glorious moment. That's what's going to bring him joy for a few hours. Don't let this be you. Young men, I believe in ya, man. I believe in ya. But it starts with changing your mind, and it starts with diving into real life. And it also starts with liking and commenting this video, man. If you want to hear more from me, man, if you want some more guidance, write to me in the comments. I'll talk to you. We can figure something out. But yo, do the right thing, and I hope that you walked away with something from this video.